Hey everybody, Karen from Any360 Fitness here to talk to you about meal planning. Now, I realize that this may not be your favorite topic of conversation, but it's one of my favorite things to do, and I love it because once you put a little bit of time and effort into meal planning, the less you have to do of it in the future. That's really the whole purpose of it, is to save you the time and energy so that your meal plan and your meal prep doesn't take up this enormous amount of thought or add a lot of stress thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know what we're gonna have. And one of the keys that I teach in the meal planning course or that you can find in the meal planning guide are really taking inventories of the foods that you like to eat and recipes and the foods you like to have on hand. So that way when you don't have them, you already have a list generated of what these foods are, because when they're not there, when you're out of them, you may not realize that you're out of them and you might forget to buy them. So then when you go to reach for them again, it's not there. And that can cause a little bit of stress, maybe even some aggravation. But now that schools and camps are on the verge of potentially opening, I wanted to share a tip that we use with our kids here in our household. Now, yes, this is our remote learning whiteboard that we had to help with homeschooling that we used wonderfully the first few weeks. After that, not so much. But as we started to think about going back to camp, it had been so long since we packed lunches for the kids that we needed to rethink and reevaluate what our kids like and what they want to have packed. So the key here is that your kids actually help you work on this. It doesn't have to be a whiteboard, but of course the more exciting it is for the kids, then the more they want to help and get involved, and that just makes your life easier. So what we did here, our kids are looking at about 3 days a week at camp, so we set it up with the 3 days of the week, both of their names, and a big reminder for water, especially in the summertime. It's one of the easiest things to forget, but one of the things that we really need the most. So on the bottom, they helped us make a list of all the foods that they would like to have packed, whether it's for their lunch or for their snack. Now that doesn't mean they're going to get that every day, but it does help as you're thinking about what can I plan for the week and have readily and easily available that I can throw in a bag, a cooler, or a lunchbox. So each kid gets to pick out what they want. For us, it's pretty much relatively the same. We do have things like Cliff Bars or Nutri-Grain bars, so if one wants strawberry and one wants blueberry, that's okay. We take some help with things like applesauce and yogurt. And we do, like we always pretty much do, have a big batch of muffins on hand that we freeze as soon as they're made, and we take them out one by one. The beauty of that is once you put them into a lunchbox, even if it's frozen, it's gonna have thawed by the time it's lunchtime. At least that's what the kids always say, and it's worked for me in packing my snacks in the past as well. So remember, you don't have to have something as extravagant as this, but as you start getting back into a normal schedule, just try and remind yourself of some of the foods that you like to eat, some of the foods that you may not always like, but you like to have them in rotation. And that way, when it comes time to put something together last minute, all the information's there. Or even better, when you're going to the grocery store, you can take a peek at this, whether it's on a board or on a piece of paper or a meal planning guide. You have that right there, ready to go to make your life easier.